Okay, we're going to talk about solutions. Go on ahead and create this sort of chart on your paper. I left 3 lines at the bottom for a summary. And then I went up, I think 4 lines. Yep, 4 lines. Drew a line across and then split it down the middle. And we'll use this later on. Okay, like I said earlier, we're talking about solutions. Remember, write down everything. For this one, I do ask that you draw the pictures. I know that we have some people who haven't been, which is normally fine, but for this one, it's a lot about the picture. So, first off, we need a cup or a glass or a pitcher, whatever you want to draw. In the pitcher, I'm going to put some kind of liquid. We can decide what we want to go in there later. So in a solution, you have 2 things, a solute and a solvent. Our liquid that's already in the cup is our solvent. And our solvent is usually a water. And water is often called a universal solvent. I just realized that's very blurry. Okay, sorry about that. Water is usually called our universal solvent because most things dissolve in water. So universal meaning a lot of different things will dissolve in that water. It is what is doing the dissolving. And like we said earlier, it is usually a liquid. The other part would be our solute. I'm going to scoot up here to this top corner. And I'm going to draw some kind of packet, just because that's the easiest way to talk about it. So, for me, my solvent's going to be water. Your solvent could be milk, anything else you wanted to. Be creative with it, I don't mind. And once again, we're not focused. There we go. I'm just going to do Kool-Aid today. So, because I'm using a purple pen, we'll say it's grape Kool-Aid. Why not? My grape Kool-Aid is going into my water. And I will stir it up later. I can tell right now this is going to be a constant battle keeping this thing focused. My Kool-Aid is my solute. Solid is what is being dissolved. It's usually a solid going into a liquid. Here we go again with this focus. So, some examples, we've already mentioned a couple. We have salt water, coffee, which I love. Coffee would be a solution of sugar, water, coffee grounds, whatever you put in there, cream. Vanilla ice cream can be a solution. tried and true, always a great example is lemonade. Oops. I'm sure you can think of a bunch more. However, I don't have time for that. So down here at the bottom, let's make another header for separating. You can decorate it if you like. So, solutions can be used to actually separate other mixtures. Let's say you have, well, I'm sitting right next to me right now. I have sand and iron and salt. Let's say I put that in a cup of water. I can then dissolve the salt, and that's going to start to separate my mixture. Now that the salt is dissolved, I can use other things to separate the sand and the iron from each other, like a magnet. Last thing we can do is separate our solution by evaporation. All this means is that when I leave my cup of salt water now outside, the sun will evaporate the water and leave salt crystals behind. Stuff like that. So, there's a full view of the notes. Last thing you need to do is your summary. For your summary, I want you to explain the difference between a solvent and a solute and how each one is used. So, tell me what a solute is, tell me what a solvent is, and tell me how they're used.